besties, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kyan and this is Kyan is Booked, and welcome to our first library haul of 2024. My goal is to get up a library haul every month because I think it is incredibly important to make sure that you're number one, going to the library, number two, using your Libby or Hoopla app, and number three, just overall enjoying reading without having to break the bank in order to do it, and storage space in order to do it. I'm not a hater, obviously, because I'm a huge consumer of books. It's one of my favorite things to consume. And I will never hate on anybody for any type of book collection that they have. However, there are some books that I just want to read one time. I want the physical book for pictures. I want them for video and for content and things like that. But I don't want to keep the book forever. So I think that the library really helps, as long as I have it. The library really helps with all of those things. So how is this gonna work? This is gonna be probably one of the shorter videos that you see from me because, respectfully, some of these books have the barcode over what the book's about. Majority of these are for surprise vlogs that are gonna be happening throughout the year, and I don't wanna spoil that obviously here. So more than likely, it's gonna be closer to rapid fire of hey, here's the title, here's the author, and just assume I picked it up for a vlog at this point because that's what the majority of these are, minus a couple. Okay, so we're gonna start off strong and chunky and thick, just like we like it, with Pucking Around by Emily Rath. This is a Jacksonville Rays hockey series #1. I think she's writing book #3 right now. This is close to 650, 700 pages. I actually just read this with my good friend Jess at Love to Love Books on Instagram. And we did it for our book club, which is always linked in the description box below or to the side, I don't know. But we read this and I really just wanted this for pictures and for content and all of that. So that's why I got this one. Next up, I have Good Girls Don't Die by Christina Henry. And this is because I was scrolling through YouTube and one of the people that I follow has a book club, and that book club chose this as their January pick. And I wanted to read it. So looky here, my library had it. I believe it's a thriller. Yeah, a supremely twisty thriller. Next up, this is actually going to be a brand new series coming to the channel. I recently read my second Shanora Williams book, and I had the time of my life. She is a wonderful person. She's an amazing author. She writes contemporary thrillers and fantasy. Romantasy, I believe is how she would probably say it. So these are two of her thrillers. One is The Wife Before, and the next one is The Perfect Ruin. And I, with Rena Kent's backlist, I'm going to read all of Shanora's backlist. So I got her two thrillers. I think she's coming out with one to April, May of this year. I could be wrong. However, I went ahead and got these two. Next up is Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. And this is about a deeply atmospheric story about ancestral magic and unsolved murder and a second chance at true love. So, yeah, sounds like it's going to be a good one. Although Jodi Picoult, is that how I say her name? I'm not sure. She's the one who writes all those really depressing, sad books. She blurbed it, so I don't know. Maybe I should feel like I should read this one when I'm in a sad girl mood. Next up, I have Legends and Lattes. So this orc hangs her sword up for the last time and opens up a coffee shop, but people don't know what coffee is. And that's pretty much all I know about. It's a novel of high fantasy. I did see this on a couple of best of lists. I can't remember if it's 2022 or 2023. Either way, this book's been talked about, and I do know that there's a sequel or there's a second book out. I don't know anything more than that, just what I've seen, but I've seen a lot of people, a lot of the fantasy booktubers that I follow enjoyed reading this, and I figured it was a fair thing to pick up on their recommendation, see how much I like it. Talia Hibbert, Highly Suspicious and Fairly Cute. I love Talia's writing. I've read the Brown Sisters. I've read another one of her series. I've read a couple standalones. Obviously, I have to read this one. Next up, I have Joanna Lindsay, Defy Not the Heart. And this cover, I'm going to try and get kind of close here, is sending me. I don't know when this was published. I want to say early 1900s. Sounds like my students right now. 1989 was when this was published. So I'm reading it for reasons. When I'm Dead by Hannah Morrissey. So I was actually looking at this before I started filming, and I think this is like part of like a longer series. So I need to go and do some research and see like if I have to read this first or if like this can be read as a standalone. But this is the one where one girl's murdered, another one's missing, and a medical examiner desperately searching for the truth in the latest Black Carbon mystery by acclaimed author Hannah Morrissey. So I think this is like an ongoing series, so I need to do a little bit more research, but I am excited to read this one. We all know I love a good suspense novel. Next up, I have Amanda Quick. This is Reckless, and I believe that she believes that the man in this story is actually an upstanding man, and then she finds out he's not, and she feels like she's made a horrible mistake. And all I can say to that is, girl, we've been there, and you two make it out on the other side. So, have faith. Heroic Alpha by Paige Tyler. This is Layla and Jason's story, and Layla is our first heroine from the first book's sister. She's a cat shifter, and I'm just, you know, it's paranormal romance. I've been slowly, if this is your first video, you don't know I've been reading the series, but if it's not your first video, then you know that I'm making my way through the XOP series right now. I don't know if it's available on audio and Hoopla or not, but it's definitely something I want to check out. Stephanie Lauren's Devil's Bride. She underestimates the seductive power of this daring, dangerous man, and she gets caught in his web. So.
I didn't get that. Could you?
Not Siri butting in now. Next up is Mary Jo Putney, Thunder and Roses. It looks like, so this one line, desperation drives quiet school teacher Claire Morgan to ask the demon Earl to help save her village. I'm in. We're saving villages, guys. Okay, so I totally was walking by, and it is new. I was totally walking by and I saw this on the new release section, and the cover obviously caught my attention. And it's A River of Golden Bones by A.K. Mulford, and it's book 1 of the Golden Court. And that's all I really know about it, other than the fact that it's an enchanting book in an all-new Golden Court romantasy trilogy. A River of Golden Bones begins a journey of self-discovery, romance, and the adventure for a young heir as they come out of hiding to save their sister from a malicious, powerful sorceress and her dangerous sleeping curse. Here for it. We're ready. Perfect Little Lives. So this is by Amber and Danielle Brown. So the fact that either a mother-daughter duo or a sister duo wrote a book together, those were my assumptions, is very impressive. Number 1. Number 2, this is a story about how the female main character, I believe's mom is murdered. It's pinned on the father, and 10 years later, Simone, our main character, isn't sure her dad actually did it. So obviously I had to pick it up. This one is also new. I rated the new release section. In Isabeau's Eyes by Laura Lee. I've read her Navy SEAL series. I haven't read anything from her in a really long time. This was also sitting like in the romance section next to the new releases on like that when you first walk in of your library, well, at least my library. So I picked it up because it sounded interesting. She's on the run from somebody who's been stalking her, and that person actually made her go blind. And so it's 10 years later, the guy, the girl, whomever is after her again, and her best friend's older brother agrees to be her protector. Her Radiant Curse by Elizabeth Leem. So she's a New York best-selling author of 6 Crimson Cranes. And the one-liner up here says, one sister must fall for the other to rise. So twin sisters, don't know if sisters, sure. I'm not really sure what's going on. All I know is this sounds very interesting, and I was drawn to the cover. This is also new. So, and it says teen, so I'm assuming it's probably like YA. So, Out There Screaming, edited by Jordan Peele, an anthology of new Black horror. Books, Kayla from Books and Lala, and I'll link her down in the description box below. This is her literally dead book club pick for the month of February. Other than the fact that it's like genred or blurbed as Black horror, I don't know anything else about it. I do know it's an anthology, and we're all caught up together. I am excited to jump into this. Like I said, I have no idea what it's about, but I'm hoping that I find it interesting. And yeah. Stacey Willingham wrote All the Dangerous Things. This is, I don't know what it's, it doesn't tell me. Normally it tells me. So it looks like Isabel Drake's life changed forever when her toddler son was taken out of his crib in the middle of the night. The police have few leads. It's gone cold. However, her entire life is changing and it is revolving around finding him. I mean, come on now. Next up is The Secluded Cabin Sleep 6 by Lisa Unger. And this is the one, oh yeah, so 3 couples rent a luxury cabin in the woods for a weekend getaway to die for in this chilling locked room thriller. So, that is my latest haul. I have my other haul, which will encompass the other, because you guys are like, that's not 41 books. Yeah, so my entire cart over here has the rest of the books, and then I have a few on my nightstand. So make sure you're using your libraries. Make sure you're using Hoopla and Libby if you're more of a digital reader or audiobook listener, or if you like physical books. I like all 3, so I like the option of being able to borrow books both in a paperback / hardcover / ebook / audiobook format, and there are so many different ways to do it. So if you're interested, I definitely recommend going to your local library and getting signed up from that. I have 23 libraries in the city that I live in, and if you want a book and it's at like another library, you can literally place a hold and like they'll just transfer it for you, which is absolutely wonderful. So if you're not using a library, I highly recommend you do. I hope you enjoyed our first book haul of 2024, because my friends, there are plenty more to come. And thank you so much for watching as always. I hope everybody had a wonderful day. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because I've got a lot of fun content coming. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.